Hey guys, Darcy the Ninja here, back for another YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking some hot topics that Ninja's been experiencing. He's just done a 4-day fast. I'm going to go into that, but first of all we're going to start to treat his groin because he's actually done something sprinting just on Friday. So about 4 or 5 days out from when he's felt something tighten up in his hip. So we're going to focus on that and actually do a real life treatment, but also have our podcast chat, which we love doing once a fortnight as well. So let's start in the groin, Ninja, and just tell me what happened and then we can go from there.
Yeah, so it's a real specific spot right in gracilis, kind of under a little bit, over a little bit, like it might be longest a little bit too.
Yep.
So longest, it goes just above gracilis off the pubic bone. When we really push ourselves hard with sprints, this happens to me maybe once every 6 months.
Yep.
I feel it, but it's after a really intense session, really fast, the speed sessions. So there's lots of stress going through that area, and it doesn't feel bad. It feels like it's a development kind of thing as well, but just going to check it and clear any kind of little bits of scarring that's occurred.
Yep, so essentially let's just have a little bit of a feel. So hip flexion, you can feel the tightness.
You can feel the compression there,
Yep. How does abduction feel?
That's
okay.
Not too bad.
If you push into my hand, resistance, does that feel okay?
Yeah, I can just feel a little bit on release.
Cool. If we go both feet up like this and you were to squeeze my hand, how does that feel?
Yeah, it's okay.
All good. And if we go a bit wider, that's okay?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I'd probably clear that he's done any strain or tear in there. There might be really, really tiny microscopic strain. Have a look at this over here, Leo. So I'll show you where we're targeting when I'm talking about hitting tendons and bones. So pubic synthesis here, we're working along all these little fragments, and these tiny little bone marks, bony landmarks, is where the adductors start, and then they come into here, and even as low as our pes anserine, which is right down low into the medial part of our femur. So we've got attachments right up there. We're going to be working up into here. Adductor magnus would be attaching right up under there, and then coming down into the leg, and they adduct, bring the leg in to the midline of the body. All right, so I might get that out of the way. Probably even just going to work on the towel. Ninja gets his parts out of the way, but where he described and explained where the pain was coming from was quite bony. So we're going to work in partnership here to make sure I do hit and connect the right spot. But I'm just going to try and sink in and get to a point that is comfortable but also connected. And then wait there, and Ninja can start to introduce his topic of the week, I guess, topic of the moment. Yeah. So how does that feel in there?
It's feeling really good, therapeutic.
Yeah.
It feels like you're getting towards the connection, but you need to go slow because of me allowing you in. So if you went faster, it'd be probably a bit more traumatic or a bit more of a violation for me.
Yeah, sure.
So when you go slow, you kind of get that permission along the way.
Exactly, which we love. So that's one little secret or tip that we can give away as a practitioner is go slow, don't be invasive, and don't try to rush the process. There is a process to it, and that's really important. So it might take a few minutes to get in there, allowing the tissues to let you in. So that's what you're waiting for, essentially. So until I got to the bony landmark, which I just showed you on our good mate Bones there, the skeleton, that actually takes quite a while, because obviously we're not just skin and bones. Some of you might be, if you haven't been in a good paddock, or you've been doing what Ninja's been doing for too long. But essentially, the tissues are going to be this mass of product that is going to essentially stop you from being able to just touch that bone straight away. But Ninja, hand the mic to you, man.
All right. So I did a little mini cleanse, so it wasn't too full on for my kind of what I've experienced in my life, but I hadn't done one for a while, so there was a bit of challenge the last 2 days. So, and I did it with a guy that had never done anything like this before, hadn't really been conscious of diet and things like that, and it was a real challenge for him. But so what we did was, so it was raw vegan. So what I did was said to Nath, okay, we're not going to eat till midday on the first day. We're not going to eat till 6 p.m. on the second day. The third day, we're just going to do juice only. So no solids, no cocos, no coffee, nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then the fourth day was a water fast or for 40 hours. Okay, so, and I hadn't done this for a little while, so I went through the experience of, it was mostly, I think a lot of it was the mental and emotional kind of stuff. That come back to my awareness, all my instant gratifications and my comforts, and just how abundant and available food is. Like it's sort of something that we kind of don't think of. We just grabbing things and we're just putting it in our mouth, all day, every day, and not conscious of what we're doing, and don't even care a lot of times what it actually is, just as long as it tastes good.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of the way society is, you know, and it sort of brought back a lot of my memories of the journey that I've been on, because I've been doing this for, I think, about 27 years. I've been doing fasting and detoxing and things like that. A bit longer, trying to be aware of my food and things, so it just took me back. And I remember just a line from, I was telling Darcy just before, Matthew Mahoney said on a recent podcast I watched was, comfort is your lifelong enemy. And he said, resistance is your lifelong friend. And it sort of made me think about that, like how comfortable we are, how we can just get deliveries, we don't have to move, we can do everything from home basically, we don't have to go out, we don't have to walk around anymore, we don't have to chop wood, we don't have to, all that kind of stuff. It's just
don't
sort
have
of
to trade our food for something else, or hunt or gather or...
Yeah. We're living in a time of abundance in the Western world anyway.
You can literally sit at your home, can't you?
Yeah.
Order your Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Order your washing or your cleaning, pay for your Netflix so you've got your entertainment, gamble if that's a form of dopamine that you need, watch your porn, whatever the fuck it is, you can just be a fat, lazy slob. Basically.
Yeah, but we don't have the manual skills anymore either. We don't sew, we don't cook. All those different little things, we're not handy around the house, to fix a door or to, when shit goes wrong in your house, it needs maintenance and repairs. We don't do any of those little things that we used to always do, or gardening. I'm massive on gardening, and that's a big thing that I really think is good for my not just my physical body, because I love pushing the mower around, the whippersnipper and things like that, pulling out weeds or whatever you're doing, just making a difference in your lawn, or your garden to beautify it or to organise it more. That physical exertion, the fresh air, it's just so good for you, and you're present. You're there by yourself. You can listen to a podcast and stuff, and I just love gardening. I just sort of encourage everyone to garden, I know people live in apartments and shit, but fucking get in somebody else's garden or go for a walk in nature. Look, nature is something that really heals us. Anyway, I kind of probably gone off track a little bit with the detox. I think is something that every human should be thinking about doing. Even people with the cleanest of diets, you should be thinking of cleaning, because we think about our car, like every now and then it needs that deep, detailed clean, doesn't it? You can do your vacuuming and your wash, pretty frequently, but you can kind of take it in for a deeper, detailed kind of thing where they pull the seats apart, they go between the seams, they, dry clean it, pull all the mats out and things like that. Pull the consoles out, give it a deep clean. I know Leo loves this sort of stuff. We do it together a little bit. I think I'm due for my yearly clean. So that's what it's kind of about. I see it as honouring the temple, I think be a king or be a queen, and that's what it's about. And our physical body is the only thing that every human on the planet has really got. Your body, if your body's working good, your mind's working good. You know what I mean? There's other things like we talk about with connection. It's really important. Having a mission or a purpose, things like this. They're the most important things of health. But if you kind of eat clean, you exercise, you get in nature, get in sunlight, all that kind of stuff, you're better able to fulfill your mission. you know. So anyway, that was kind of where I was starting from, and I just realised yesterday when I was doing the water fast how I just wanted to grab things. So I just drank water and herbal teas and stuff all day because I was wanting that distraction.
Putting something to your mouth.
Yeah, but I wasn't getting nourished. I wasn't getting any fibre or anything like that, and I couldn't chew anything. But it was like that. And then I had my kids as well. So, and the bloody little Florence, she didn't go to bed sleep till bloody 11:30 or something. It's like, you're more irritable, you don't have the tolerance. Yeah. And like, I just had to keep it together, you know. Well, she was wanting to do jigsaw puzzles and stuff at bloody 11 o'clock at night. So just sort of, and then I kind of, they were in and out, they were coming into my room and I had to get them, put them back into bed all through the night and stuff like this. And my two little girls. And then I woke up this morning and it was like, I'd forgotten that I'd been fasting. And then it was like, I had this memory, oh, fuck, I can eat again. Oh, fuck, how good is that?
Yeah.
Like, and it was just sort of, I think to go through that experience of, you know, denying it. Oh, that's it, man. Yeah. And then to really have gratitude and appreciation for food and when you've been through a clean as well, so it was a 4-day clean, you don't want to just put any rubbish in. You know, I didn't want to I had it in mind. I had this organic mango. It was really ripe. Cut it up and...
It'll be delicious.
It's delicious because you haven't had the sensory thing of eating for, you know, a couple of days. Just it heightens the taste. So it was just so... liquid gold, you know, just living water in it, just all these nutrients and the sugars and things like that. It's so much better when you haven't had it for so long. Yeah. So if you're having it all the time, you don't it's not the same, not grateful for it. Yeah.
It's too accessible.
Yeah. It's too comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not special anymore.
Yeah. So I guess that's the theme of today, isn't it? Like, what are the things that you're avoiding because they're uncomfortable? Yeah. Is it a conversation you need to have with someone? Is it a diet? Is it exercise? Is it going to bed on time? Is it getting up early and walking 5K before the sun comes up or as the sun comes up? What are you afraid of doing? Because essentially you know it's going to be amazing for you. You know it's going to be good, but you're putting it off because of how comfortable you are and how it's so much easier not to dive into something new or dive into something that's going to be challenging. But the reward at the end of challenge outweighs any comfort, is essentially what Ninja's getting at. You know, the lifestyle that the Westerners are living at the moment, that we live in, it's gone too far in terms of how accessible things are, how easy things are. Let's just get warm and turn the heater on. Let's just get cold. You know, we're not chopping up wood. We're not blowing a fan on each other or whatnot. Just, this Western life is it's beautiful and it's great and it's awesome. But I think we've got to go back to our roots and go back to what made humans great, which was connection, getting together, using one another for resources, and then essentially using ourselves as a resource or somebody to assist us or work through something. I don't know where else I was going with that, but another really cool thing about the cleansing part that Ninja didn't discuss with the fast is the autophagy, which essentially is the body's own cleaning system. It's going in there with its fine little comb and cleansing and getting rid of all the little dirt and grime and crap, which essentially is the cancerous cells. It's the cells that maybe will lead to things like illness or disease, such as dementia, such as Alzheimer's, such as MS, Parkinson's, all these things that people are getting more of. I had head of cancer hospital. He is not the CEO, but he's the one beneath the CEO. Coming in, and he just said how much travel he's been doing. He's just been to Fiji, and I said, how was it? And he goes, oh, well, he didn't see anywhere. He saw inside the hotel and flew out to somewhere else.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't get the opportunity. But he's got 5 other places. He's going to New Zealand, he's going to America, he's going to Hawaii. I can't remember exactly where, but basically I was asking him what are these conferences discussing and types of things and what's happening in there. And I won't go into too much detail, but essentially the cancer's only getting more. People are getting it younger and more often, both genders. It's getting more spread out throughout the body. And one thing that I asked was, how is it in Fiji? And he goes, well, it's okay, but it's getting worse because they're adapting to the Western diet. So they're starting to eat like us, and all of a sudden cancer's they're getting more of a problem with cancer. So you may be thinking, oh, the Western diet's pretty good. It's fucking not, because we're eating way too much of it. I literally just spoke to another client then. He was an Italian guy, and he said, I'm getting off bread and pasta. And he told me a few weeks ago how good of a cook his wife is. Oh, you could see him salivating in his mouth as he's talking about it, how good of a cook his wife is. And I said, oh, well, what do you think the difference is between, because he lived in Italy, he grew up there, he came over as a refugee, and he said, or an immigrant, he said, it's the portion sizes as well. You know, like in Italy, they're eating, yes, the better quality of pasta and flour, and it's less preserved, and they don't use as much gluten and glyphosate and all these things that essentially keep our pastas bloody in a plastic thing for 20 years and it's still the same.
Yeah.
That's not food, you know. But that's one thing, but also the portion sizes. We just fucking smash it, you know. We've got so much farming, and so, you know, if we don't have it, we get it from China or we get it from somewhere else. Our supermarkets, we've got one every 5 kilometers that are full with food, and it's somewhat cheap. I mean, yeah, cost of living's going up, but just our portion sizes, how preserved our food is, the quality of our food is essentially 5-star rating. It's fucking not. It's crap. If it's in a package, tin or plastic, it was so far harvested from the earth that it's fucking lost anything that is going to serve your body as nutrient or a mineral. It's got crap in it. It's just going to fill you with carbs. It's essentially going to give you energy. But that's going to fucking somewhat block up your intestines. You're going to feed your parasites. You're going to get things like infections and overloads of bacteria and all these types of things. And then we wonder why people are so sick and unhealthy. So essentially what Ninja's getting at is detoxification is super important, just to give your body a reset and cleanse, let that autophagy happen, where these little guys go to work and clean all those dead cells that are essentially going to turn into something that might hurt you in the long run. So the discomfort of 4 days compared to the regret you might have lying in a hospital bed at 62, going, fuck, I've got something. I've got testicular cancer, I've got lung cancer, I've got...
It's just chronic inflammation.
Chronic inflammation.
Yeah, that's what a lot of it is, yeah.
Stress and chronic inflammation is the leading cause of illness and disease. And that comes from a lot is our diet and exercise.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Went on a bit of a spiel there.
Yeah, right, man. That's good.
Yeah.
I'll just add a little bit to that. So autophagy, 16 hours of fasting is when that really starts to happen. So if you kind of do 24 hours, you're kind of getting 6 hours or whatever, 8 hours of that. But if you do overnight as well, you're getting all that time while you're asleep. So you can get an extra 10 hours or something. So I reckon I had 36 hours just thinking of it, probably not 40, but still I got that extra time in. You know, 20 hours of autophagy was happening in my body, but it would have been happening a little bit when I was doing the vegetable juice as well. So, yeah, it was good.
Really cool. So you got to tap into that and make sure you get past that 16 hour for the real magic to happen.
Yeah, and then 72 hours of water fasting is when stem cells. So you're kind of shrinking tumours, you're creating all this healing magic in your own body. And it happens when you're not eating. It happens. It just like we have this. Got to get out of our head that we need the fuel to have, to be current in our body for us to be able to operate. It doesn't work like that. Like it doesn't. Or it does sometimes, but when you experience that you don't need it, you go into your fat sources and things like that. You deplete all your muscle glycogen, but then you can work off your fat really easily. Like it becomes slow release. Really good energy.
programming.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
there's people out there. I was listening. A woman did a 45-day fast. She got cancer, and she was under, I guess what you call a functional doctor. So they're making sure that she's okay. Like they're checking her bloods and checking her heart rate, checking, supported basically. And she did 45 days of not eating food and cured her cancer without any chemo or other medical intervention. And that's extreme, but essentially it just shows that...
I'll one up that, man.
Yeah.
There's the longest ever fast ever recorded was like 380 days.
Far out.
Yeah. And that was medically supported as well. And this is like in the 70s, because I've been looking at this for ages. There's people that claim to be breatharians as well. But anyway, this guy, it was over a year, and he was like this obese guy. And like I think all he had was some vitamins and different things like this, but it was basically water, and he got down to his normal size. But he cured himself of all these diseases and things like that along the way. So he was blood tested and that all the time. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. So it's sort of like our programming, like Darcy was saying, it's so strong. We don't question it. So like 3 meals a day, 5 meals a day, increase your metabolism. Maybe all that's bullshit. Because like the original human, we didn't get to eat 3 meals a day. You know, we'd find food and then we'd feast. And then we might not eat for another 3 days, or the berries might not be ripe and things like that. We walked a lot, you know, we're barefoot, we're in the sun, you know, things like that. So it's sort of, we're designed to be able to have like 1 meal a day and function really well. You know, and when me and Nath kind of were doing this as well, we kind of realised how much our brain worked better when we just didn't have stuff rushing through our body all the time. You know, so the brain fog started to lift that we didn't even know you had, because it's normal. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, so you got to do this for this, what I'm talking about, to actually be real. Yeah. Until you actually experience it, it's not real. Yeah. But yeah, just with belief systems, that if you kind of just keep on accepting whatever it might be, because you've always done it and everybody else is doing it, you got to push into stuff to find out if that's the truth. Because and the truth might change as well. Whatever is right for you might change, but people don't kind of question 3 meals a day or eating bread and pasta and all this kind of thing, or dairy or whatever it is that might be the thing that agitates you and causes you inflammation, and you know, it might be the thing that doesn't work for your body. The gluten. If you don't check, go off it for a few months, figure it out. Go off alcohol, go off sugar, go off all these different things, and then introduce them back in and see how you feel. You know what I mean? Yeah. So do your own experiment.
Or go on blood thinners and fucking other pills that are essentially going to lead you to needing more pills. So essentially leading you needing more surgeries and things like that down the track. And you're not even in your 50s yet. Or 60s, you know, it's unfortunate. I mean, medicine is unbelievable, undoubtedly amazing, cured thousands, millions of people. I'm not saying its purpose is amazing, but just sometimes we need to just go back a little bit and start to take ownership of ourselves and go, well, I'm going to do a little bit of research into alternative medicine, functional medicine, and go, oh fuck, I can try this. I'm going to do a 3-day fast. It's going to be super hard. And all of a sudden, wow, fuck, my skin got better. I got rid of this psoriasis or this fucking rash I had for years, or this knee pain or something like that. All of a sudden just starts to go, you've got to sooner or later repeat or evolve. And that's a really good, really good line.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. You know, it's up to you. And nobody can do anything but you. Yeah. And you can talk about it. But I'm going to give the 4-day fast a go next week, Tuesday, what Ninja did, to not eat till 12, not eat till 6 p.m. So essentially...
Have liquids.
Yep. But liquids, water, lemon water, apple cider vinegar, maybe bone broth.
Yeah, some broths, some teas, whatever you want. Or you even have some like mushroom teas.
Mushroom teas.
Yeah, it doesn't give you much nutrients, but our mushrooms here, stuff like that. So you're kind of getting something in, like to, you know, just for that action. But there's not much nutrients coming in, and kind of gives the digestive system a rest so it can do its thing, and then you can eat at 12 or at night time. and then vegetable juice only. So that's something I'll kind of enforce as well. Like the fruit juices, they can spike you and then drop you, and they can feed you parasites too. So we can kind of...
Or the bacteria.
Yeah.
Or the, what's the other one?
Viruses, parasites, bacteria. So there's more bacteria.
The fungus.
Yeah, fungi.
Yeah.
So they've all got a really important role in our body. They're not bad. But there's like 20,000 different kinds of bacteria in our gut. There's viruses everywhere, like even our eyeballs and stuff like that. There's parasites everywhere. They're not bad, but what happens is things can get out of control. They get out of balance. So we've got to have diversity. We've got to have a village, a community in our gut or in our skin.
Gut, flora and fauna.
Things like that. So what happens is when you get out of balance, because you haven't been eating your fresh food, so with the skins on them and all that kind of stuff, you haven't been having your sauerkrauts, none of your food, all your food's cooked and sort of devitalized, doesn't have the bacteria in it. So things could get out of control. So we get like tapeworms and all these different SIBO, all these different things, just yeast infections and stuff like that, inflammations. They get out of control because there's not the diversity, not the balance in there. There needs to be a certain ratio of all these 20,000 different things in our guts, for instance. So what you can do is you can kill off all these things that are getting out of control by starving them. So you don't want these big critters in your body, but you want millions and trillions of the little critters all working together to be part of your health. So I don't know where I was going with that, but
no, he's just essentially just gone into the same thing that we've been talking about. Try not to buy into too much of the sugars and avoid the fruit juices because they're high in sugars when you're doing this sort of stuff. You want to starve those guys and essentially find harmony in your body, which is essentially going to help balance things. We're harmonizing the body as a whole. We need everything to come in and work together, and that gets thrown out when we're spiking it with insulin because of the foods that we tried to eat, the processed foods, the sugars, the crap sugars too, made in a fucking lab that goes into your cereal that you're giving your kids that are 4 years old until they're 15, and they're having that every morning, and all of a sudden you're wondering why they got ADHD and trouble. Fucking, they're yelling at you, and you're like, what have I got a bad kid? My kid's fucking nuts. He's crazy. Well, it might be because of what they're eating. Anyway, let's check your groin and see how that all feels, man. I already did before and noticed like you didn't wince or anything. Earlier you had a little bit of a wince. Feeling better? Yeah,
it's good, man. I might try and finish off. So I was thinking a couple of lines. Seek long-term fulfillment over instant gratification. So we're talking about the comfort stuff before. The dopamine hits we can all get so easily without bloody earning it. So when you do exercise and things like that, you're actually earning your thing. So I earned dopamine this morning by actually fulfilling what I set out to do, the fast. And I'm going to say something a little bit controversial, but hopefully it helps you remember it. So if you want to be a king of this body and your mind, things like that, king or queen, do the things that are going to help you out. So I sort of think of fresh food. That's what kings eat. If you kind of want living food, living water, living air, sun, all that kind of stuff, you're being a king or a queen when you're doing that. Fresh, it's going to it goes off. So you want to have fresh stuff, seasonal stuff, organic, so you're not getting the chemicals. If you want to be a peasant, you eat the Doritos, you eat the Maccas, you eat all that sort of stuff. That's peasants' food. The pastas and all that kind of stuff, I call that peasant food because I want to be a king. I want to be vital. Okay, so all that crap, it's cheap. It hasn't got the nourishment in it. It's got energy in it for sure, but does it have nutrients? Has it got that living energy in it that a piece of fruit's got? It's magically put together, magnetic bonds, with electricity in it. Sun is trapped into it. It's got kind of purified water in it. It's got all these minerals, enzymes, antioxidants in it. That's what the kings eat, the queens eat, okay? So, I tried to be a little bit, so don't be a peasant. Don't be a peasant. Just stop all that processed, sugary, alcohol, all that kind of stuff, or minimize it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can kind of, you know, and then you can feel what we feel.
Yeah.
You know, and we're feeling vital and healthy and good all the time.
Yeah.
Feeling good is
Get up,
good.
Nin, show them a tense. I reckon you look at Nin as well at the moment. Look at this. This is a 4-day fast at 52 years old. Beautiful. We love it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll chat to you soon.
Done.